A pleasant afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 11th episode of our show entitled Sweet Talks by Philippine Hotels Directory, where we talk to hotel and business owners, vloggers, and renowned personalities to guide us in this ever changing world of traveling and lounging. For today's episode, we are visiting an island in the province of Surigao del Norte, known as the surfing capital of the Philippines, none other than Siargao. But before we proceed, let me introduce myself first. I'm Veronica Joy Balasa, but this afternoon I will let you call me Nika, and I will be your host for today's episode. So hello to our FB Live viewers. Comment lang kayo, react, and share our live dahil isa-shoutout namin kayo isa-isa later. So in our last episode, we were fortunate enough to talk with Hotel Luna with Mr. Jonas King Zamora and Mr. Aldin Ek Clarinal. If you're watching po, hello po sa inyo. For those who weren't able to watch our previous episode, you may visit our official Facebook page. It is Philippine Hotels Directory. I-visit nyo na rin po yung other social media accounts namin, namely FB, Philippine Hotels Directory. On YouTube, we are Philippine Hotels Directory. TikTok at PH underscore Hotels Directory. Instagram at PH underscore Hotels Directory. And our website, www.philippinehotelsdirectory.com. Again, to our live viewers, react, share, and comment on our Facebook Live. Now, some of you may ask, ano po ba ang Philippine Hotels Directory? Well, PHD po is your online booking companion. Why? Because PHD consolidates all the best hotel offers for your best getaway. We also operate a website that gives visibility and exposure to hotel businesses, especially for our official hotel partners. Our goal is to help promote the hotel industry in the country by providing them a platform for inline companies in the Philippine hotel industry. And under Philippine Hotels Directory, we have these sweet talks where we interview and listen to different well-known hotel owners in the Philippines. Ang angas, di ba? Kasi at Philippine Hotels Directory, we value your comfort. Before we introduce our guests, we would like to express our gratitude to our major sponsors and partners for making this show possible. Thank you to the Wedding Suppliers Association of the Philippines Incorporated, onlinepasalubong.com, Mobile Palengke, The Real Estate Directory, Philippine Travel Expo, Alabang Estate Realty Directory, Philippine Malls Directory, Philippine Virtual Expo, Pa-Home Service, MedResults Medical Services, Accounting Portal Philippines, and Philippine Workshops. For our audiences, in case you want to ask something from our guest for this day, don't hesitate to leave your comment on the comment section during the show. Or if you don't have any question, you can just also comment on anything you want to say to our dear guest. Of course, there will be an allotted time for the question and answer portion towards the end of the program. So, we are requesting everyone to react, share, and comment on our FB Live today so that everyone will get a chance to ask their question. Kasi pang malakasan yung guest natin this afternoon. Now, wag na nating patagalin pa. Ito na nga ang iniintay ng lahat. I know you're all very excited to meet our guest for today. Sa ating viewers, alam kong very excited na kayo. If yes, comment a heart emoji in the comment section or react love to show your support. So without further ado, let me now introduce our guest for today. So first of all, she is the CEO of our guest hotel today, Sinag Hostel Siargao. She is also a business and mindset coach. So alam nyo na, medyo maganda-ganda ang chikahan natin this afternoon. Let us all welcome our guest for today, Miss Maria Suzette F. Abella. Miss Suzy?
Hello! Hi everyone! Can you hear me clearly, Nika?
Yes, ma'am. Very clearly. O to everyone, let's
Yes.
give a warm virtual round of applause naman kay Miss Suzy.
Yes,
Ayan.
I'm
Hi, Miss
live from
Suzy.
Siargao.
Yes, ayun o. Sana all nasa Siargao. Oo, kahit natag-ulan na, medyo may mga pahabol pa na ano yan eh. May mga pahabol na outing ngayon si ma'am. Sige, imbitahin
Yes,
tayo ni ma'am.
yes.
Nasa Siargao si ma'am. So, before we start with the Q&A, ma'am, kamusta po kayo? Kamusta ang Siargao ngayong araw?
Actually, maaraw ngayon. So, this is the season of Siargao na medyo umaaraw, umuulan. Kasi normally, ang parang summer namin starts on August, September, October. So, it's a different kind of weather as compared to the rest of the country, no? And usually, ano yun dito, yung mga turista, ano na pa-recover na rin yung island. So, ang dami nang dumarating na tourists. So, if you guys are planning your vacations or your next adventure, so please come to Siargao. It will definitely help the local economy.
Ayun, oo naman, ma'am. Konting ipon pa, bibisitahin ka po namin dyan sa Siargao. So, let's now proceed to our Q&A portion. Mukhang ready na pati ang ating mga live viewers on Facebook. So, to
Let's do
begin with the
this.
first, yes, to begin with the first question, ma'am. Ito, very interested kami dito. Can you please
Mm-mm.
tell us a short background on how your hostel started? Or yung history behind kung paano nyo po nabuo itong business venture ninyo?
Okay, so we are a group of friends that are actually interested in traveling. We also have a lifestyle na towards environment, being environment friendly and all this. But we all love the beach. And then 2016, that's the first time I traveled in Siargao with one of my friends. Pero before pa, nung early 2016, nakapag-travel na sila dito. And then, I always have this idea that I wanted to have a hostel or a cafe. So, when she told me na ang dami pang lupa na available in Siargao. And Siargao back then, 2016, hindi pa yan na-feature sa mga vlog and everything. So, it's really parang less crowded as compared now. And, nung nagpunta ako dito for the first time, I fell in love right away with the island. And so I decided on my last day dito nung first trip namin that I really wanted to live here. And another way na parang mag-move ako from Manila to here is to have a business. And so the business plan started then. We talked to an owner, so before leaving the island, nung nakita na namin yung right spot for Sinag Hostel, so immediately kinausap na namin yung owner, sinecure na namin yung land, and then we started saving up for the construction. So 2017 and 2018, so pabalik-balik ako from Manila. I'm originally from Isabela, by the way, and I studied and worked in Manila for about 11 years. Tapos, ayun na, so 2018, we officially opened Sinag Hostel. So, it was mostly parang grounded from the love for the island, and it inspired us to build our own business here. So, yun.
Ayun ang masasabi nga naman natin na pioneer sila, ma'am. Oo, pioneer ang kanilang business sa island. Kamusta naman po, ma'am, yung transition ng life ninyo? Sabi niyo, di ba galing kayo sa other province, tapos
Yes.
punta tayo
Mm-mm.
ngayon sa island life. Kamusta po yung transition?
Actually, coming from Manila talaga ako, straight from Manila, because I was still employed back then by a corporate. So corporate slave pa ako noon. So yung transition, at the beginning it was really exciting, and it got really hard because for those people who are listening right now na parang may work pa rin sa Manila, wala pang work from home noon. So nagpapaalam pa lang ako na okay, mawawala ako for a few weeks, so I'm gonna be in Siargao, and then I have to do project management dito, but at the same time I'm still employed. And back then hindi pa masyadong maganda ang internet, so our team had to go through a lot of challenges as well, because yung transition is not really quit your job and then come here, but it took us more than a year para i-prepare talaga yung sarili namin mentally and emotionally. Although yun nga, we love the island, we love slowing down, but at the same time, of course, may mga kailangan ayusin in Manila to transition seamlessly to the island life. But it was, I'm still here, and it's something that definitely I did not regret. And I love living here. I love being one of the locals now.
Mm, ayun. So, kamusta naman po? What should the tourists or customers expect when it comes to your hostel? Lalo na po dun sa kaya katulad namin na hindi pa naman kami nakakabisita in Siargao. Ano po yung mga mai-offer nyo sa amin? to visit your
Mm-hmm.
hostel?
So the hostel kasi is it's grounded in community and family. So something that when we designed the whole place, the whole brand of the business, it's really about having a family, having a home away from home, or your home between adventures. That's actually our slogan. So when you come here, because most of the people that are staying here are solo travelers, and ngayon nagsa-start na out mag-pick up yung international tourists. So when you come here, it should feel like, a family. It's a warm home where you can get comfortable, and then you can meet a lot of people who will, become your friends eventually, and a family. So yun. So that's one thing you can expect. And when we designed the whole building as well, our common areas are really large para maka-accommodate yung mga spaces for, or yung mga events for talking to another person. So hindi kayo basta nagsistay lang inside the room, but you also interact with other tourists, with other travelers, so that you can make more friends. And in Siargao, it's very easy to make friends. So yun. So it's something that you can expect in the hostel.
Ayun. So, tumatak sa akin yung sabi ni ma'am, no, na yung family, yung word na
Yeah.
family. Kasi nakita ko din,
Yes.
ma'am, sa social media post ng hostel ninyo, na nung nakaraan, na meron kayong parang feeding program para sa mga nasalanta, nakapag-gather din kayo ng mga donations, lalo na din
Yes.
kasi ng
Mhm.
ano. So, I think, ayun, isa yun sa mga pwede nating i-expect pag binisita natin sila, ma'am, na mafe-feel nyo talaga na you are very much included at mahidali ka nga naman makahanap ng kaibigan in
Yes.
Siargao.
Mhm. Yeah. So, yeah, after Odette, so we were able to support a community kitchen, and then we were able to raise funds for generators as well. But yeah, in terms of family, baka yung nakita mo din na nagbubudol fight kami lagi, that's our family dinner. So it happens every week. So when you come here, it's something that what we do on a weekly basis. We share our food to each other, with each other, and nagbubudol fight kami. So kumakain kami lahat. So foreigner or local, kasama. So yun.
Ayan. Yun, no? Yung mga foreigner sinasama natin sa Boodle Fight. Ay, yung Boodle Fight kasi yan, very Pinoy yan eh. For me po very Pinoy yan. Parang
Yes.
tatak natin yan. Di ba? Meron nga tayong kasabihan, what more? Ano ba yung pinaka the best way to open yourself to other people kundi yung kumain ka kasabay nila. And I think, isa
Yep.
yan sa mga magagandang promotion natin. Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's the best part of your hostel that you think is the heart of your hostel operation, and why do you say so? Ano po yung
Mm-hmm.
something na meron sa hostel ninyo na cannot be replicated talaga, yung tatak na kayong kayo po?
Ang hirap naman yan. But I would say the central part of the hostel right now is actually two parts. Magkadikit sila. It's the kitchen and the common area. So the dining area. Because just like what I said earlier, parang the whole business is grounded from our love to the community. So we want to gather people, and usually it happens in the kitchen, pag nagluluto, nagchichismisan, or we get to know each other. And yeah, that happens a lot this past few days kasi ang daming bisita, and then everybody you have the central dining area or the common area, so lahat kumakain sabay-sabay. So for me, it's really the heart of it's not just a physical space, but also the experience, something na maalala mo when you leave the island, that you were able to share stories through good food, through Filipino food, and something that was prepared by the members of the family. So yeah, so those are the central parts of our hostel.
Ayun. So, ito, medyo usapang money na tayo. Kamusta naman po
Okay.
yung mga rates? Yung mga rates po ng hostel ninyo, kasi parang nabanggit niyo, di ba, kadalasan sa Siargao, solo travelers. Pero from what
Mm-mm.
can I imagine po dun sa ino-offer ninyo, parang very nice place siya for a retreat. Lalo na sa mga family members na medyo baka wala na silang time dahil puro work lahat. Tapos they decided to visit Siargao just to bond
Mm-hmm.
together. Kamusta naman po
Yeah.
yung mga rates natin? Para sa mga viewers
Mm-mm.
natin na nanonood, baka may plano sila, ma-budget na nila.
Yeah, so we actually have mix of travelers now. So meron nga yung mga families because we have a group room for that. So it can range from anywhere from 3,000 to 3,500 pesos, depends if it's fan or aircon. Meron namang mga dorm rooms. Usually these are the rooms intended for mga solo backpackers, and it can range anywhere from 400 pesos to 800 pesos. So depends on how big is the room, kasi meron kaming 8 bed dorm capacity, and then we also have the 4 bed dorm. So we attract different kinds of tourists, but I would say right now kasi meron kaming mga long term stay, which means that they stay for more than a week and even a month, because parang they can work from anywhere. So we were also able to identify na these are the kind of people that we want to have in the hostel, kasi um, we support them with Wi-Fi. So we have at least 100 Mbps Wi-Fi. So you guys, if you're if you're coming here with your work, that's totally fine. So pwede kayo mag-work from here. So yeah, may mga digital nomads, and then may mga backpackers then, and may mga surfers then. You come here in Siargao to actually learn how to surf. So anywhere between, I guess the minimum would be 400 pesos, and then maximum would be 3,000, but that rate is for group room na siya. 3,500, I mean. So yun.
Ayun, no, from that amount, pwede ka nang maka-experience ng life in Siargao with Sinag. So, punta naman po tayo sa usapang pandemic. Alam ko po ito isa sa mga naging problems ng maraming businesses. Can you give us some problems you had experienced in this kind of business industry amidst the pandemic, and how did you overcome it?
Yeah, that's so true, Nina. Because one of the most impacted industries during the pandemic is tourism, especially for us because the flights became very limited, and syempre takot yung mga tao lumabas, no? So, one of the things that we encountered is, I think yun yung pinakamasakit for me, because we had to lay off people. So it's really, because they're part of the family as well, and as a business owner, parang of course it's my accountability to also make sure na they can survive the pandemic. And since the business is not doing well, so walang revenue na pumapasok, that's something that we had to decide na gawin to cut off the cost. So more on, yeah, how can we still support the staff during this very difficult time. And the way paano ba namin na ano yun? Basically, like, we supported them on small things, like, donate rice, yung mga ganyan. But yeah, definitely malaking ano talaga yun, malaking pain point yun na syempre hindi na sila nakakasweldo. But we also planned to rehire them. Actually, we already invited some of them to get back here kasi medyo nagpipick up na yung tourism. So that's a good sign. And then what else? I guess mostly that's the biggest problem. Second is the budget. So that includes the staff, no? Kasi syempre wala ng cash flow. So that's one thing we had to manage, because there are still utilities. Alam mo yun, meron pa ring iniisip na mga operational cost kahit na, or fixed cost, kahit na hindi nag-ooperate, walang tourism, walang tourist. So we had to manage as well the budget, and yeah, mostly that too yung kailangan namin. And also, like, siguro yung as a community naman to in Siargao is, yun nga, wala kasing pumapasok na mga turista. So one thing that we had to do in order for the hostels to survive and inject more cash is to sell vouchers. So nagkaroon kami ng mga vouchers na pay now, stay later, para lang ma-make sure namin that we cover the basic cost in order to parang still run the hostel.
Given that, ma'am, pumasok ba sa isip ninyo na i-close yung hostel indefinitely dahil wala talagang assurance kung kailan babalik sa normal yung situation natin during the pandemic?
Yes, definitely. Nandun kami sa point na parang baka it's worth it na i-close muna. But we didn't do that just because, just like what I said, parang pag walang tao dito completely and there's no one taking care of Sinag, para yung mga yung mga gamit dito and even yung space, maluluma siya and hindi siya ma-maintain. So that's why, and also because alam mo nung pandemic, Nina, parang may mga months na parang feeling mo okay na, magiging okay na, tapos babalik ulit dun sa magsa-surge ulit yung cases. So parang na-drag yung situation na pag nagde-decide kami na maybe i-close na natin, tapos ayan na naman, meron na nung sign of hope na nag-i-improve na yung situation. So we weren't able to do that. But that's a good thing as well because may mga taong nagstay dito and they made it they made the hostel warm still because there are people staying here. So yun yung mga staff ko before, mga manager and staff. So we just needed to cover their expenses, but that was I guess that was a good decision looking back kasi nga parang hindi nawala yung warmth ng hostel because there are people still staying here and somebody is like nandito kasi wala ako nung pandemic dito. So somebody's here on the ground telling me na ito na yung situation, ganyan. So yeah, so we didn't really execute that although we've thought of it.
Ayun, thank you very much for that, ma'am. Ito, wala na po to sa script, pero gusto ko po itong itanong sa inyo since
Go lang.
na-background check ko po kayo, ma'am, nakita ko na you're also a business and mental coach. Ayun po, tapos gusto ko po sana itanong sa inyo, ano po yung advice na maibibigay nyo para dun sa mga starters ng business? Kasi nabanggit nyo rin po kanina na parang ito nagsimula po talaga kayo sa passion, tapos na-feel niyo na parang gusto niyo bumuo ng business. Ano pong advice yung maibibigay nyo? Lalo na sa mga kabataan, no? Katulad namin, itong mga years.
Gaano ba kabata?
Wait, opo, yung mga siguro mga 22 years old po, yung mga pasimula na medyo lost, yung mga medyo lost pa sa buhay, nag-iisip anong gagawin in the future.
Yes.
Ano pong advice ang maibibigay nyo sa amin?
Okay, sige. For you, Nina. Yeah. I'm doing business and mindset coaching for starting entrepreneurs. And the reason why it's business and mindset is because I realized na dun sa mga taong may ideas, even though you give them these are the steps that you need to follow in order for you to start your own business or launch your own business. Yung nakita ko na upon working with a lot of entrepreneurs is that people still feel scared. Kasi nakakatakot nga naman, risky, di ba? Because you're transitioning, for most of us, we're transitioning from a corporate job to something that is not guaranteed. Kasi it's hard to let go of salary. Tama ba, Nina? So yun yung naging passion ko na parang, how can I make business not complicated for people who are starting? Because in hindsight, it's not really that complicated. It's just the fear na mawawala yung fixed income mo. But then again, there's always this idea that you have an uncapped earning potential when you are in a business industry na. So, my mission is really for people to rewire your mindset that from being an employee to actually taking a bit of a risk, but equipping you with knowledge so that hindi ka matatakot. And the biggest advice that I always tell people is that when you have an idea, you always want to, and you wanted to really take it to the next level and want to make it a business, you have to understand your audience. You have to know ano ba yung kailangan ng audience, ano ba yung kailangan ng market ko, kailangan ba nila ng kung ang market ko is mga solo travelers. So it's really understanding the demographics and psychographics of your audience kasi binubuo mo yung product or services mo based on their pain point. So the first step is, of course, you have the idea, but to validate it to the market na meron bang need, meron bang demand for this product or service. And I can tell you that when we started Sinag Hostel Siargao, there's a huge demand because I think 3 lang yung hostels dito nag-exist back in 2016. So it's something that I studied as well. And that's the reason why we're confident on building the business because we've done our homework. We knew that people will be coming here in Siargao and there will be a surge of tourists, 'di ba? And so we built the business from there, from that pain point. So you don't want to build your business out of your ego na gusto mo meron kang business kasi ano yun, parang ikaw, parang mataas yung tingin sa'yo ng tao. But you really build it out of a need for, to help someone. Because, eventually, parang pag in-scale mo na siya, kapag in-expand mo na sila, babalik at babalik ka dun sa core ng business mo, which is to help someone, to help someone na may kailangan. So ano yung kailangan na yun? So you have to go to that pain point. You have to identify that. And that means that you have to understand your target market. I hope that makes sense.
Ayun. Oo, totoo naman po yun na parang lagi naman yun na parang sa simula, kapag magsisimula ka, syempre it's a change. Bago siya, doon ka talaga mahihirapan sa simula. Pero gaya nga ng sabi ni ma'am, kung pag-aaralan mo siya, wala ka naman siguro dapat itatakot. Kasi yung risk, lalo na sa pagtatayo ng business, I think, andyan talaga siya. You just have to pick the risk that
Yes.
you want to take.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, everything has a risk, Nina. Even corporate world has a risk. And I would definitely say na this because a lot of people lost their jobs during the pandemic. And so may risk din talaga to stay in the corporate. So it's really about choosing what type of risk or what kind of risk are you taking. Every day you take a risk. And so I want to normalize entrepreneurship because it's not really like it's almost the same like applying for a job. So, kailangan mo din siyang aralin, kailangan mo din malaman yung mga foundations, so that you can excel. So, yeah. So, everything has a risk.
Ayun. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now we're down to our last question. Ito na po, how do your clients book in your business? Paano na po nila kayo kukontakin? Ito na tayo. Papunta na tayo sa Siargao talaga.
Okay. So you can contact, the best way to contact us is through Facebook or Instagram. So you can follow us at Sinag Hostel Siargao. So you can find us there. Or sa Instagram naman, I think same din yung handle namin, at Sinag Hostel Siargao. Okay, and then we have a number but honestly mas okay na sa Facebook, sa social media kayo kasi pwede kayong anong tawag dito, mas mabilis yung transaction. Also, you can find us on booking.com, Expedia, and Agoda. So, yeah, Agoda and Hostel World as well. Yon. But for easier transaction, message us directly on Facebook or Instagram.
Ayan na, alam nyo na. Message them on Facebook and Instagram. Okay, so we're officially done with the question and answer portion po. That was so inspiring, Miss Suzy. Ako po personally, marami talaga akong natutunan. I will take note of that. And also,
Yes.
inspiring din to para sa mga future hostel owners, yung sa mga nagbabalak na bumuo na kanilang sariling business at sa mga travelers natin. Truly, we have learned a lot today. But we're not done yet. We will have a quick commercial break. We will be right back with Miss Suzy.
Unsure or doubtful on where to stay? Philippine Hotels Directory got you all the way. We provide quality service that will make your experience a breeze. Let's come together as we explore and conquer great places. Together with the best hotel experiences, we bring something nice for you. Do you want to learn something new or discover the right hotel for you? We brought you a show that will teach you on what you should know from traveling to hotel booking. Meet the owners, management, renowned personalities, or even bloggers. We provide some tips and best offers. Not some sugary words or cheesy speeches. Just honesty to satisfy your comfortability. It does sound sugary, but the learning is plenty. I present to you Sweet Talk, brought to you by Philippine Hotels Directory.
And we're back with Miss Suzy. The virtual stage is yours na po to promote further your business. I think the social media accounts is flashed on the screen. And if you have anything to say to our live viewers.
Yes, so please follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Oh, thank you for flashing the the accounts. And also, if you're interested to know more about business, so that's also one of the things that I do here in Siargao. So I coach starting entrepreneurs and scaling entrepreneurs. So you can follow me at themodernmaria.co on Instagram, and also I have the Modern Maria Co on Facebook. So yon. And if you have any questions for me, actually, if you have this idea na gusto nyo mag-start ng hostel din, so you feel free to message me on my Facebook page.
Ayun. Thank you so much, Miss Susie, for providing us with such unique perspectives and insight. And with that, we would like to award you with a certificate of appreciation. Please allow me to read through the certificate. So this certificate of appreciation is proudly presented to Sinag Hostel Siargao for imparting valuable knowledge and actively participating as a guest during the talk show entitled Sweet Talks in Siargao, given the 6th day of June 2022. We also want to award you your own e-certificate for participating in this event.
Yay!
And here is your e-certificate with the same content signed by our founder, Mr. TJ Yuson. Ayun
Thank you
po.
so much, everyone.
Yes. Once again, thank you po for your time and I hope you enjoyed our conversation this afternoon. Thank you and always stay safe, Miss Susie. Kikitain ka po namin dyan sa Siargao.
Yes, please visit me here in Siargao. Thank you, Nina. Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
po. And that was Miss Maria Suzette Abella of Sinag Hostel, Siargao. Before we proceed, gusto ko lang pasalamatan at i-mention ang mga susugid nating FB Live audiences. Thank you for sending your hearts. Habang kausap natin si Miss Susie. Now we would like to thank the following sponsors for this event. Thank you to Wedding Suppliers Association of the Philippines Incorporated, Online Pasalubong Center, Mobile Palengke, The Real Estate Directory, Philippine Travel Expo, Alabang Estate Realty Directory, Philippine Malls Directory, Philippine Virtual Expo, Pa-Home Service, MedResults Medical Services, Accounting Portal Philippines, and Philippine Workshops. Thank you for supporting our event. Now, bago po ako magpatuloy, I just want to personally thank the entire team of PhD, Miss Cheryl and Sir Eric, lahat po kayo also to our great tech team. Maraming salamat po sa inyo for also providing us with your technical know-hows. Again, thank you to all of you. Again, check our social media accounts. On Facebook, we are Philippine Hotels Directory. On YouTube, we are also Philippine Hotels Directory. On TikTok, we are at PH underscore Hotels Directory. On Instagram, we are at PH underscore Hotels Directory. And our website, www.philippinehotelsdirectory.com. On behalf of the Philippine Hotels Directory, thank you for staying with us this afternoon. And of course, to our guest, Miss Maria Suzette Abella of Sinag Hostel, Siargao. Once again, this has been Veronica Joy Balasta. Nika, see you on our next Sweet Talks. Always remember, here at PhD, we value your comfort. Thank you and stay safe.